Pikachu is a beloved Pokemon in the Pokemon franchise, and I'm excited that Pikachu EX seems to be kind of viable in our Surging Sparks metagame. You might have watched a few of the other videos that we've done on this channel on going over some of the early deck profiles of these Surging Sparks decks that might end up becoming mainstream archetypes. And today's no different. We're going to be going Pikachu EX with Magneton. Magneton being able to accelerate energies from your discard pile, popping it like you would a Dusknoir or a Dusclops, and then getting that Pikachu to hit for 300 damage pretty easily. I'm really excited about this deck profile. I've actually played some games with this deck, refined the deck list since, and I think we got a pretty good solid point for someone trying to play Pikachu right off the hop. That being said, we do have the list available in the description. It's not out on PTCG Live yet, but you can copy and paste it right into any of the Limitless tabletops or any other tabletop simulators. And if you need any of the cards for this deck once the cards come out, or if you're just getting prepared for anything else, check out Kayfabe Cards. There are card supplier here at the Shuffle Squad. We also have our digital cards at ptcgostore.com, and you could use code TSS5 to save 5%. Sounds like a great plan. Sounds like a great plan to me. Let's check out that deck list. So this is the Pikachu deck that I have right now. It's updated. I actually have, kind of scroll over here, I have the deck built in real life. I don't have the cards yet because I'm not fancy like that, but we do have the deck built here. Like, so if I think it's good enough to build, it might be worthwhile to pick up some of these cards once they come out. And I mean, I don't think Pikachu is going to go too far down when we think about value. So it's one of those things where Pikachu is probably going to be one of the more chase Pokemon EX from the sets. Really the main theme of this deck is using the Terra Pikachu. It has that grass, lightning, metal requirement, but you do 300 damage. It does come at the steep cost of discarding all 3 of those energies, or just 3 energies off the Pikachu. But it does have its ability where if this Pokemon has full HP, it only has 200 HP, but if it has full HP and is about to be knocked out by damage from an attack, so let's say a Raging Bolt EX hits you for 3, discards 3, tries to get the knockout, Pikachu is not knocked out and has 10 HP left instead. So we have an opportunity to kind of like hold on a little bit, kind of with a Focus Sash or Focus Band, whatever it's called in the VGC. So we can load up those energies and we can almost get a 2-shot out of the Pikachu. Sure, there's some Pokemon like Dusclops, Dusknoir that can kind of take out our Pikachu and then hit it for a big knockout. Those are probably going to be tough matchups. I'm not saying this deck's perfect, but in the idea of running a Pikachu deck where I'm sure it has its own individual matchup spread, there's some cool things going on here. So the way that we're building up those energies is actually with Magneton. Now, Magneton has an ability, once during your turn, you may search your discard pile for up to 3 basic energies, attach them to your lightning Pokemon any way you like. If you use that ability by attaching those energies, you discard the Magneton, your opponent draws a prize card, the Magneton's effectively knocked out. So we can get a lightning, grass, and metal with the Magneton, pop the Magneton, put it on the Pikachu. Pikachu can then get a knockout. And we can further load up energies because it's not discarding all energies off the Pikachu. We can get extra energy in play with Crispin, with manually attaching, but I think we only need to attack with Pikachu twice against 2/2 prize card Pokemon. 300 is enough to knock out even a Raging Bolt with a Bravery Charm. And I mean, we have ways to even knock out things such as Charizard EX. We have that Defiance band. We also have that new Gravity Stadium. So stage 2 Pokemon in play have 30 less HP, giving us an opportunity to kind of bring them down to that 300 number. So we have that 1-2 punch with the Defiance, the Gravity Stadium, and Pikachu's just being able to kind of OHKO whatever you want. We have Noctowl to kind of search out all these combo pieces because Pikachu is a Terra type Pokemon. So I've taken a lot of inspiration from my success at playing the Terrapagos Dusknoir deck, and I've applied it to the Pikachu Magneton deck, basically giving us more opportunities to kind of search out whatever we want with Noctowl, grab all those little pieces, and sure, I think after playing this deck a little bit, it seems really cool. I like that you could even load up energies to the Iron Hands EX. You can use an Amp You Very Much, draw an extra prize card. This is a deck that has access to Briar, we have access to Bloodmoon, even if we're running out of resource. I find a lot of times these decks can't really hold their own towards those last couple turns of the game. And you might not want to pop a Magneton because your opponent might only have one prize card left. But a lot of the times I've been able to finish games off with Bloodmoon, just knocking out a Fezandipiti, a Lumineon, a Rotom on my opponent's bench. So far, I like how the deck kind of plays out. So you got the Pikachu, popping that Magneton, getting those energies, or using Crispin, or manually kind of attaching. We have that Noctowl to search out all the individual pieces that we're looking for. Iron Hands EX is an alternative strategy, so maybe we're playing against a single prize card Pokemon. We can use Magneton, pop, Iron Hands, draw 2 prize cards, making things a little bit more efficient. I mean, with a bunch of Squawkabillies in play too, we could draw up to 3 prize cards with that Ampy very much. Fezandipiti is pretty cool when your Pokemon do get knocked out. A lot of the times they don't even go after your Pikachu. They'll go after your other Pokemon in play. So Fezandipiti giving you some opportunities there to draw some extra cards. And we also have Radiant Greninja. We need to have ways to get energies in the discard pile for the Magneton. So it's a weird balance between Crispin that can get those energies out of your deck. You want to find the energies in your deck. But we also want to use things such as Earthen Vessel, then Ultra Ball to get those energies in our discard pile. Maybe using the Radiant Greninja. Considering this deck does have a lot of Pokemon that have that 60, 70 HP, I wouldn't want to face against a Radiant Greninja that we see in the Pokédex or Greninja EX. Or even copying a Kyurem with a Regidrago V-Star deck. So something like Manaphy I think is almost necessary. Something I didn't see in a lot of the Japanese lists was Fan Rotom. I think in any deck that plays Area Zero and Noctowl, having a single copy of Fan Rotom is fine, especially considering we have the stadiums. We can attack with Fan Rotom. That's enough to take out a single prize card Pokemon, such as a Charmander, a Dreepy, something like that. Furthermore, our supporter lines can be pretty similar to a Tropico's deck, just going with a 2 Research, 2 Iona. Remember, we can search these cards out with Noctowl. Crispin we can search out. We have Boss. In order of Gust cards, we do have Boss, Counter Catcher, and Prime Catcher. So depending on where we're at in the game, we can kind of search out those 3. Since Pikachu does get accelerated to most of the time from Magneton, we do have Counter Catcher, or we can use Prime Catcher, but we could also use Boss in the same turn, whichever one we're really looking for. Briar is one of those last minute plays. If we've somehow offset our prize cards, we can control our pace of Briar with Magneton. So remember to make sure that you're using it when you meet the requirements, Briar being your opponent being at 2 prize cards before you use your Magneton. You know, if your opponent's at 3, you could activate it. If your opponent's at 2, make sure you activate it, then you use Magneton. Enough like ball search, so the Ultra Balls, the Buddy Poffins, the Nest Balls. I think the 1 Earthen Vessel is fine, considering we can kind of just search through our deck with Crispin. We do have the opportunities to just discard them. So maybe we could go up to a 2nd Earthen Vessel. That's something that I did cut down from. I could see us going from 3 Nest Ball, which I think is the next most cuttable card, to an Earthen Vessel. Just a single switch card. I do know there's some lists in Japan that are running the Rescue Board. Rescue Board would be interesting in this deck, but in a lot of ways, I feel like between Prime Catcher, Switch, and Professor Turo. Turo is also another card that I don't think is necessarily pulling its full weight, so I could see that being a Rescue Board or the Earthen Vessel I was talking about. Palpad's great because it can get those things back. So you can get back that Crispin, we can get back that Briar if we had to discard it, we can get back that Boss. And I know there's some other lists when we're talking over the A-Spec that played Unfair Stamp. I played with Unfair Stamp. It was okay. It was nice to have a searchable card with Noctowl that we could use to maybe draw some other cards that were not supporter based. But I do think that Prime Catcher solves a lot of the issues when it comes to the deck in terms of Gust and Switch, really giving us an extra space when it comes down to it. I did want to almost go up to 3 Area Zeros, because with 2 it was tough to kind of get out everything I wanted, but I feel like I didn't necessarily have to prioritize those in the games I was playing. I still think that based off the metagame, we're going to see a lot of Charizards and Dragapults, so something like the Gravity Stadium is worthwhile. And the energy line seems to work. Maybe we could get rid of a Lightning Energy. I can see that potentially being an option. Just going with 9 energies to give ourselves a little bit more space, and Earthen Vessel again could be that cause. But overall, I mean, I think between this, between everything we have here, I'm pretty happy about this 60. I could see, again, a few other changes. It's still really early. Like, the set doesn't release for another couple weeks, but that's really where I'm just trying to kind of explore the metagame, see exactly what's going on. If you're watching up to this point, we do have some tabletop gameplay films. So we have the Pikachu deck versus Raging Bull deck going up later on this week. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that can show you what this deck can do. And really just trying to push out some awesome content for everyone right now. Kind of where the metagame is getting a little bit stale in the Stellar Crown. I'm really hoping that everyone enjoys this new kind of Surging Sparks tabletop gameplay and these early deck profiles. If you haven't given the video already a like, give us a like. Let us know in the comments what you think about Pikachu EX. And double check to see if you're subscribed to the channel. About half the people watching the channel don't subscribe. So it'd be really appreciative if you did. That being said, let me close things out. And that's what we got going on for our Pikachu EX deck profile. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about this deck, and I mean, maybe Pikachu could be good. Right now, I feel like it might be worse Terrapagos a little bit, but it does have that opportunity to knock out things such as the Charizard EX, the Dragapult EX, where Terrapagos does struggle with those knockouts without playing Dusknoir. So it's one of those things where you give and you take a little bit, but it does seem pretty cool. And it's one of those things where maybe Pikachu EX does have a certain place in the metagame. It's worthwhile enough, at least for me, to pick up the Pikachu EX, so I urge you to do the same. You never want to be at a tournament and lacking cards, so check out our sponsors at Kayfabe Cards if you decide on the same things. If not, no worries. We also have code cards at ptcgeostore.com. You can unlock any of those code cards online and save up some credits for when the set drops, being all ready. If you're ever looking to up your game, I do offer coaching on Metafy. Would really appreciate it if y'all check that out. Love to help you on your Pokemon journey. Maybe if you watch the content, get a session with me, learn a little bit more, and maybe that gets you into being one of those day 2 regionals performers, winning that local event, at least feeling a little bit more confident going into tournaments. I'm going to continue to cover some more content. Really appreciative of all the support for everyone. The support was enough for me to be able to get a brand new Mac Studio setup, so hopefully the content just continuously grows in quality and production, and I'm really excited for everyone just to kind of watch the channels on the video this week. So that being said, I will catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.